Oh yeah, cartoons!
Ask Edward All About Babies is a rather cute short about two kids thinking that babies come from eggs. It has a bit of a childhood innocence that's sort of similar to Rugrats. It also has a good amount of decent jokes lines, though it's not that funny. But the plot is on the cute charming side, along with some decent jokes, so I'd say it's good.
Oh yeah, cartoon.
Pete Patrick PI is a short that is the definition of forgettable. It has almost nothing going for it, other than a few decent funny lines. Another thing is that Pete Patrick doesn't even do much detective / investigation here, despite what the concept tries to set this up to be. It doesn't help that he takes off his detective uniform after the first minute. This seems like an episode of a show that doesn't exist, rather than something of a pilot that really sells us on this premise. Also, Slapty Pooch is featured in this cartoon in a non-speaking role. Otherwise, this is on the low side of meh. Max's Special Problem is the first of the two Max shorts created by future Time Store creator Dave Wasson. In this short, an office worker by the name of Max loses his brain after sneezing and shenanigans ensue. I have to say that this short has a lot of great visual gags, mostly involving Max's brain and him finding and losing said brain. It's a lot of fun to watch, so yes, it's a good short. Heck, I'd say it's a great short.
Oh yeah, cartoon!
Two to the Super Arena is a short that has an interesting concept in that it involves a ballet superhero, and in the beginning it seems like it'll be a fun superhero cartoon, but how it plays out is mostly forgettable and it's not that funny. The actual plot is generic and not memorable in the least, and like I said, the comedy is not that funny and pretty mediocre. Also, there's a part near the start of the episode where they explain what Tutu does, and it's redundant and not needed, since we can see what she's doing during this sequence. It's show, don't tell, not show and tell. Also, her flying powers is inconsistent since it's shown that she needs her swans to fly, but there are times where we just see her floating in midair. Though some of the way that she uses her powers is decent, I guess, but overall the short is just the definition of meh.
Oh yeah, cartoons!
Blotto is one of the only Oh Yeah cartoon shorts that's a full-blown musical, and the songs are very catchy, and it has a very good atmosphere and style to it, plus some funny visual gags to back it up. And though the main character acts like a jerk, the short points this out and he gets comeuppance in the end. I will say that Dotto's song about singing how the inkwell stinks is kind of on the repetitive side, as she just repeats that it stinks throughout. Though that's the only flaw in this otherwise great short, so yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, cartoons!
We now arrive in the first of the many shorts that will be from Tales from the Goose Lady. This first short is called Jack and the Beanstalk, and I will say that the frame device of the Goose Lady pestering two children to get them to listen to her stories and the two eventually getting into trouble in the end is not very good. Especially since not only does the Goose Lady get away with it scot-free, but it's also very repetitive and formulaic. However, at the very least, it lasts at least a minute in each short, so it doesn't take things away by that much. And at least in this episode, it ends off with a funny line. As for the story itself, I will say that it's a pretty interesting and funny take on the Jack and the Beanstalk story, especially with making the characters beatniks / hippies. It adds a unique flavour to the episode, so despite the bad framing device, I am going to call this short good.